Alrighty, long time no YouTube. It's 5:30 in the morning. We're going to work right now. It is July 3rd. Thankfully the highway is absolutely bare. Everybody's fucking taking a break this week, which is sick. I'm off tomorrow and Friday, so I'm excited for that. Anyways, on top of my 10 cars, whatever I got, all my projects, I figured, what's one more? I found what is, I think, one of the coolest SUVs ever to be produced. And of course, it's a GMC. It's all-wheel drive, turboed, and it's a 92. It's a GMC. It can only be one thing. But found this thing the other night, laying in bed, like everybody else. Marketplace got me again, so we got a trailer, we got some cash, and we're gonna go work. Hopefully I can get out maybe an hour early and go scoop this thing up. I am on a time crunch today, so I gotta try and make this snappy. It runs and drives, but it does need some work, quite a bit. I'm excited for it. Stay tuned. Get your popcorn, whatever the fuck you want, and I'll pick back up in like 12 hours. Here is my new to me 1992 GMC Typhoon. I have always loved the Typhoons, the Cyclones, the Grand Nationals, anything that's like from this era. I have a big soft spot for. I love the boxy look. Getting right into it, it is a 92, so of course the paint was kind of trash, so they said, so they painted it, and they did a terrible job. They did a single stage job, and it's got runs and dry spray. This door has a few dings in it. The hood looks like it was sanded down for a buff job, but of course, you know, they went through a couple spots, and so basically it needs a full repaint. Not a big deal. Like I said, it's a 92, so it's over 30 years old. I kind of figured it'd need a paint job at least. Moving along, it does have a rebuilt engine. Of course, I didn't get the paperwork for it. The guy said he was looking for it, couldn't find it. He'll keep looking for it. You can kind of see some of the black paint on the block and blah, blah, blah. Supposedly it was like a pretty much OEM rebuild. So that's cool. Trans, I'm not sure if it has any work done. He said maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It's got some type of ignition coil right there, which might be a problem. I'll get to that shortly. Stock turbo. And I believe it does have some type of downpipe on it because it doesn't look super factory. Pretty sweet setup right here from the factory. Air to water intercooler. One of my buddies who had a Typhoon said get this in a hard pipe and replace some of the cooler lines. So I'll go ahead and do that at some point. Technically, it's supposed to have this grayish silver color for the cladding. I kind of like the red. I think I'm going to keep it all red when I go ahead and repaint it. So that'll be saved, stashed away in my head just in case I want to go ahead and paint match it all. Hopping into the interior. The interior is, I would say, just about a 9 out of 10. Door panels are all beautiful. Seats are perfect. The pumps inside for the bolstering have been replaced. The steering wheel is in fantastic shape. The seat, obviously, perfect as well. Dash is cracked in a couple of small spots. One right there and then one right there. But, you know, what do you expect? Chassis has 116,000 miles. A little bit on the high side, I guess, but, you know, it was driven. It's 32 years old. Hopping over to the back. We got a boatload of spare parts back here. Some exhaust pieces. Looks like an old cat. Bunch of random stuff. The guy said he did buy another Typhoon way back and saved a bunch of parts from it because I guess it was a wrecked one. Tons of good stuff like this. This is hard to come by. Probably put that in a safer spot, but extra rear tailgate glass. That is the trim piece for this gate right here, and the roof rack is in there. Just a bunch of cool stuff throughout that is always good to have with a car that is pretty rare and where parts are hard to come by. Along with all the spare parts, I did get 2 extra doors, a extra hood, an extra tailgate. What else? An extra cowl. And a couple miscellaneous bits and pieces here and there. Also got a big box of just like randomness. This car Used to have a couple things done to it here and there, and so they kind of like put it back to stock-ish, which is fine. I don't want this thing to be an unreliable piece of shit, so that's that. I do have the bezels for the handles, because in 92 it's supposed to have bezels on the handles, and it's fucking hot out here. But let me go ahead, start her up, and show you the issues. Gotta replace the battery in the key fob, but he said it does work, which is pretty cool. The oil pressure gauge does not work. I don't know if it's the cluster or the sending unit. Not super worried about it. She fires right up, but as you can hear, it's got a stumble. It's got a manifold leak on this side, which sucks because this is the tough side. So at some point I'm gonna have to pull that off, replace it. Maybe there's a broken stud or something. As you can hear, this thing is definitely down a hole. I don't know if it's a cylinder, I don't know if it's a head, I don't know if it's timing related or something stupid like a plug or an injector that's dirty. But no knocks, no rattles. It's just got that miss and that nasty exhaust leak. So a couple things here. Couple things here and there that are gonna have to get done. It does have an exhaust on it, which is cool. ART or ARP or something, I forget what it is. It is dropped as well. No longer has the airbag suspension in the rear, so that's pretty cool as well. I'd like it to be a little lower. But honestly, it's not too bad. I do have plans for some cool wheels. I do like these, but the tires are spanked, and then yeah, I gotta put my touch on it. So that's the I almost said Cyclone. That's the Typhoon right there. If you guys are excited to see a couple things on this truck, stay tuned. I know this isn't really like my thing right here. I'm more of like a JDM guy, as you can see, but it's cool. I've always liked them. It's like America's old school muscle, I guess you could say. The Grand Nationals are sick, they rip. This thing is supposed to be pretty quick for what it is, and have a ton of torque. So I'm excited. We're gonna get into this thing sometime soon. I gotta sell the 180 first, get a spot in the garage, and then I can tear this thing apart. But that is the old girl. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it off. I don't want it running too long like that. But as you can see, a couple nice paint runs, but it's all good. Sweet.